Hey YouTube, welcome back to Belleville. I'm J-Star, and today we're going to be looking at my Lego Dinosaur Museum. A lot of people ask me where I get the inspiration when I design Lego buildings of my own. Well, this one was inspired by a building in downtown Atlanta. I love the triple arches and the clerestory windows, so I decided I needed to make it out of Lego. I concentrated on getting the arches and the windows just right and then figured out the other window placement. I didn't really have an idea for the building, so I just built a black box around it. Then one day I came across this little dinosaur piece and I realized what I needed to make this building. It needed to be the Dinosaur Museum. I added the statues on columns on the front and the long bones as door handles to create an imposing museum entrance. I tried to give the facade a turn-of-the-century feeling with the decorations, the arches, the fluted columns, the large windows. I think it all came together. I really like the 3 flights of stairs that rise gracefully from the sidewalk onto the black and white marble terrace. And the sand green of these small dinosaurs was also an inspiration for all of the interior design. Once I knew it was going to be the Dinosaur Museum, I got inspiration from other museums like the Metropolitan in New York and the Field Museum in Chicago. I had already built the pyramid roof, but I added skylights to give it a more museum feel. I'm always looking to add texture to my black and white builds, so I use these palisade bricks to give me some more depth on the top of this building. I added these ionic column pieces for more period details. Even though this building is only 32 studs wide, I feel like it has the presence of a major museum. This is one of my favorite buildings that I've ever designed. I love the classical architecture, and I really love knowing that the inspiration is right downtown. And when I decided to put the Dinosaur Museum in it, then it made it even more exciting. So let's take a peek inside. If we look inside the skylights, you can see that the Dinosaur Museum is bustling with activity. For the interior, I was inspired by the Fernbank Science Center here in Atlanta. It has a really big atrium that opens over these 2 giant dinosaur skeletons. So I knew I wanted to do something like that with balconies overlooking the dinosaurs, and they also have this big wall of glass windows looking out onto the forest, and I really like the effect that that gives. For my Lego model, the big glass wall allows you to see in without taking the building apart or taking the roof off. And I filled the interior with lots of fun little scenes, including one guy who's actually afraid of the giant Tyrannosaurus Rex. I've got security guards and tour guides, and of course, all of the dinosaur skeletons. There are 5 dinosaur skeletons inside my museum over the 3 floors, starting with the giant T-Rex in the main part of the museum. And when you take the roof off, even the baby T-Rex's head towers over the museum. Lego does make a couple dinosaur kits, 21320 Dinosaur Fossils and set 76940 Dinosaur Fossil Exhibit. But both were too large scale for my museum, so I had to design my own dinosaur skeletons. I used the Lego instructions for inspiration, as well as a lot of images online and some YouTube videos I found. But mine are my own, and they may or may not be real dinosaurs. I hinged the windows on the back to open up dollhouse style, so you could have full access to the back of the museum and get to see all the exhibits. Once inside, you can see all the sand green touches. I use the sand green for 2 reasons. It makes me think of dinosaurs, and it reminds me of the green marble that is so rich and beautiful in classic architecture. So I found a ton of sand green pieces. The sand green 1x2 profile bricks create the bases for all the skeletons, and all of the employees of the museum are wearing sand green. So on the top level, there's a baby T-Rex and a VELOCIRAPTOR, as well as a pterodactyl with a nest and her eggs. And on the other balcony, there is a woolly mammoth, which I know is a couple 100 million years later, but whatever. And then in the main atrium, of course, there's the giant T-Rex and a TRICERATOPS. I feel like I got pretty close with the T-Rex. I really like his teeth and his little Wolverine claws. And the TRICERATOPS is also pretty cool. I was really excited to find the 1x4 ticket sign from the Winter Village Station set. Upstairs, I added a human skeleton so you could compare the size of dinosaur bones to human bones. And right next door is the woolly mammoth, which humans and woolly mammoths probably overlapped. Upstairs again, here's the VELOCIRAPTOR and the baby T-Rex, which I designed on my own. And honestly, I kind of built them and then figured out what they looked like. But I do love my pterodactyl. To make the interior architecture a little more interesting, I added these double rounded balconies, and the real show is the floor. And I actually found my original sketch of me figuring out how many tiles for the floor. I wanted to try to give the illusion of more depth, so I started on the top floor with 1x1 tiles, and then I used 1x1 and 1x2 tiles on the two middle balconies, and then on the base floor, it's the pattern that I love so much, the 2x2 tiles with 1x2 and 1x1 tiles surrounding them. It's a classic pattern that's a little more upscale than just your standard checkerboard. And that is my Lego Dinosaur Museum. I really appreciate you watching. I would love to hear your comments. Let me know what you think. I'm always looking for new ideas for my buildings. I love to upgrade. And I'm always building mocks and modifying other Lego sets. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers and I really want to hit that target. And your comments and likes really boost my channel. From Belleville, I'm J Star. Have a great day and keep creating.